I feel like I'm tapping. I can't keep my eyes open. Hey y'all, Ashleigh Monet here. So I have a lot of stuff to paint today. I have an anniversary present that I want to make for Cody. I have another commission that I need to work on, and my whole wall. See all the frames, I finally figured out how I wanted those to hang, but I got nothing to put in them. I thought to myself, with everything there is that I have to paint, this could take me all day. And then I remembered Mariah Elizabeth did a video where she literally painted for 24 hours straight. Well, 24 hours. She slept. I thought to myself, let's do it. 24 hours of painting. Psh. No, I'm terrified. I definitely had plans to set myself up better for this. Then I had a disastrous editing experience yesterday. Didn't go to bed till 2. My daughter woke me up at 6, so I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. And I didn't take a nap, so I'm scared. But here we are. It is 9 o'clock. So the plan is I am literally going to try and paint straight through to 9 p.m. tomorrow. Now, the reason why I'm starting so late is because when you're working and the world is asleep, like there is zero stimuli, it's rough. It's rough to get through that overnight. So I want to do it first while I have as much energy as I'm going to have for this project. And then by the time we reach the end tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I can just go straight to bed because I'm sure I will be exhausted. If I fall asleep, which I'm hoping I don't, but I got to give myself the grace to go to sleep if my body's telling me I need it. But let's not waste any more time talking about this. Let's jump right in, see what we can create for 24 hours starting now. Okay, so Cody is not here right now. He's actually out at a comedy show with his cousin. So I think I'm going to start with the anniversary present. Since he's not here, that would be a good time to kind of get this done. It should be quick and easy. Let's find out. Okay, strike that. I was getting set up 10 minutes in and I just got a text from Cody that he's on his way home. I guess the show was not as long as I was expecting it to be. So we'll put that off till tomorrow when he's gone at work, and we'll just jump right in with my commission. Yeah, we'll start there. All right, let's open up this fresh canvas. Like, is there any greater high? So I was super excited for this commission. It was another 8x8, and the client was a cardiologist, so she wanted an anatomical heart, but with a creepy spin, like bloody. And then I convinced her to let me also add some stitches to it. So I started with a pink wash all over the canvas and then tackled the background. We had discussed colors, and the bedroom she was going to display this in had a primary color scheme of a deep, almost plummy purple. So I went with that. But I made it a gradient, darkening it all the way to black around the heart itself. Fun fact though, when she received the piece, the purple was a dead ringer, like perfect match for her comforter. Now, I wish I could brag on my skills color matching from a photo, but I think I just got super lucky on that one. So again, she wanted the heart to be dripping blood, and since my red paint is so transparent, I had to paint the drips with white first and then go over with the red. But now, onto the heart. The reference I was using had such a wild range of colors, from that kind of fatty, fleshy color all the way to the darkest reds. So I just worked in layers, kind of following what I was seeing in the picture. I definitely paid attention to the areas that had a little bit more texture and made those blends a little bit more choppy and not so smooth. Once I felt pretty good about the base of this heart, I wanted to add in the incisions that are going to have the stitches. And then a bunch of juicy blood vessels. Oh yeah. It was still looking a little flat though, so I went in with even darker shadows and punched it up with even lighter highlights. Now that took it to the next level, and I was so happy with it at this point. With that, I just started touching up all of the edges with black, really making it look clean. Next, I went in with my paint pens for what ended up being my two favorite parts of this painting, the stitches and the juicy highlights. Yup, it's juicy highlight time. Okay, I'm not normally one to gush on my own artwork. Like, I'll say if I like something, but this one, I was obsessed with it. I wanted to keep it for myself so hard, and I just know if I tried to paint this again the exact same way, it just would not come out as well. Like, that's just how it goes. But yeah, I was stoked on it for sure. I decided it was done here, so I went ahead and signed it. Then proceeded to paint the edges that special way I do with my black wispy vignette thing. But it's me, and I'm an overthinker, and at a certain point I was torn. I was so happy with the heart. These blood drips, ugh. They felt like they were dragging it down, and they were killing it for me. Now, normally I would contact the client and get approval before changing something that was in my original sketch. But of course, she wanted this to be a surprise and not receive any progress pics, so it was up to me. I decided I'd rather have the blood dripping all over the heart itself and scrap the drips at the bottom altogether. Now, this was an incredibly risky decision because if I painted the drips and I didn't like how they looked, I'd basically have to repaint the entire heart. But luckily, I was happy with them and 100% stand by that decision. So then it was just a matter of removing the bottom drips, which basically meant repainting the whole background. You know, no biggie. Honestly, though, so worth it. I was so excited to get this one out in the mail. I actually forgot to record some after shots. But here's a picture of it finished. Ooh, so wonderful. Alrighty, so it's about to be 12:30. 3.5 hours in. I just finished the commission piece, but I am so happy with it. I'm feeling great right now. I'm not feeling tired. Everybody's asleep. I think knocking out a good piece like really energizes me, so I'm ready to keep on trucking. I think my best course of action right now is going to be to just try and do a bunch of little bangers. So like all of the little tiny framed pieces that I'm working on, I think I should try and get those done just because it'll be quick turnaround, and I think that'll keep me alert through the night. So yeah, 3.5 hours in. Alrighty, I wanted to start with these two little golden oval frames. I'm gonna work on black Bristol for these, so let's just get my paper cut down to the appropriate size, and then I can sketch my ideas. And now to paint. You may be able to see from my sketch, but I wanted to make these a little matching set of dinosaur skulls. I did my favorite, a Triceratops, and then a T-Rex because those skulls just look awesome. But I'm gonna start with all of the tropical greenery that's gonna surround them. Okay, now I can move on to the skulls. I decided to strictly use paint pens for this, and mind you, this was before I received my Artex markers. I still really like these ones, but they have an extremely fine tip. It's great for details, but in this case, it probably would have been nice to have the bigger Artex pens for some of these larger areas. Either way, we got it done, and I just love how they came out. Here they are done. I love them. They are just a perfect little pair. Y'all know I love dinosaurs and I'm excited to have them on my very own art wall. Oh, good stuff. All right, update. It is just past 2:30. I just finished Mod Podging the twin dinos. I cannot believe that those two little things took me 2 hours. And I'm starting to feel a crash, so I'm taking a little break for some sustenance, leftover pizza, and I made myself some fresh cold brew. Hopefully a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of food. I'll get a second wind because we are way too early for me to be slowing down. But yeah, I'm feeling the tired for sure. Send help. All right, break over. That didn't take too long. Hopefully the energy will hit soon. Prayers. A couple of days ago, I did some air dry clay crafts, and I did them in advance because I know air dry clay takes forever to dry, and I wanted to be able to paint them for this video. So through editing magic, you get to see it all at once, but I made the clay a couple days ago. Let's paint some tonight. So,
crisis strucketh.
I was trying to bring over the clay piece that I was going to work on, and I broke it. So I just spent the last few minutes trying to repair it. I got it glued back together, and then I realized I didn't gesso any of the clay stuff, so that would just slow me down when I go to paint them. So I gessoed everything. They're sitting, they're drying. Hopefully tomorrow they'll be good to go. But now I don't know what to do because I don't really feel like painting 2D right now. And that's really all I have to do. I think what I'm gonna do is just start sketching all of the things that I'm gonna put in my frames. I think if I have all my sketches done and then I can just boom, boom, boom paint, that might make my life easier for the next, what are we? Hey, we're 6 hours in, almost 6.5. So 18 hours. I can't lie. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Okay, so it's almost 5 a.m. Real close, and I feel like I'm tapping. I can't keep my eyes open, so I'm gonna try and take a little cat nap. Here's the sketching I've got done. But I definitely need to rest, recoup, and hit it as soon as I awake. You guys, it's already 8:40, so my cat nap turned into something much longer. Let me get some fresh coffee made. Let me get some breakfast in my system, and I'm gonna jump right back into it. Indulged in a little microwave breakfast bowl, only the finest fuel for working artists. And definitely not me still trying to sketch while eating to make use of my break times. Once I was finished eating, I started on my next two little pieces. They were super simple. For the first, I just used a silver gel pen to draw out a fancy little spider web. And then for the fun part, added little drops of glue here and there. The idea was to mimic when little dewdrops collect on the webs. Then I got to sprinkle glitter all over. Now, how is it that using glitter immediately turns you back into a child? So fun. Here it is finished. The camera is not picking up the shine that it has in person, but it's super cute. I love it. Now, the next piece I'm gonna do is a bunch of little mushrooms and a clump of greenery. It'll be super cohesive with the dinosaurs, but also have that fun little mushroom forest aesthetic that I just love. I painted a whole little assortment of different shroomies. Definitely would like to take a stab at sculpting something like this one day. This is just so cute. I love it in the frame and I can't wait to add it to my wall. Okay, update. Coming up on 10/20, I finished those two little pieces. got my breakfast finished. Phoebe did wake up, so I did get distracted a little bit with the morning mom duties, getting her breakfast, all that. But energy-wise, I'm feeling good. I'm sure that will wear off by the time I have lunch and it's afternoon. But we're gonna roll with it right now. And it's actually really nice outside. I have some spray painting that I wanna do. So I think I'm gonna go out to the garage, find my spray paint, and do that while the weather's still decent and not like sweltering. Crisis. Just discovered I'm nearly out of gold paint. I don't think I have enough to do what I need to with it. Pro tip, have what you need to accomplish the projects you're trying to get done. Okay, so these are a bunch of little plastic buggies that I got from the gift shop during our recent trip to the butterfly pavilion. The plan is to spray paint them gold and mount them to the wall. And yes, I'm using the pizza box from last night's dinner as a spray surface. Use what you got, am I right? Started by coating them with that black. That way, if I didn't have enough gold to fully cover them, you at least wouldn't see the original bright, obnoxious colors that they started with. You'll only see black. I got lucky though, because at first, not a speck of gold was coming out of that can, but shaking while spraying got it going, and there was just enough to coat them. Note to self, buy more gold spray paint. Here they are done, and I used some hot glue to attach these little command Velcro hangers to them, and that's gonna help them stick to the wall. Such a fun idea. Alrighty, almost 11. That spray painting actually got me really in the mood to like be crafty, and I think I wanna do some of those clay crafts, paint some of those. Yeah, let's do that next. The first clay craft of many that I decided to take on was the light switch cover. Now the one I have is copper, which looked fine back when this area was our bar setup. And we had like the copper cups and all of that, like it was cute together. Now it stands out like a sore thumb. Sure, I could just paint it gold, but that's no fun. I've been inspired by my clock and I want to do drips. Step one was to give it a good sanding so that my clay had a chance of sticking. Then I started just slapping Sculpey air dry clay all over the thing. Now, I feel the need to reiterate every time I touch clay that working in 3D, sculpting, it is so not my forte. It is not my strong suit. I'm a full-on amateur. So don't look to me for techniques, and don't expect a masterpiece either, because I'm just messing around here. Cut in some little drip shapes. That's working. Sure, we'll say that's how you do it. And here it is, sculpted, dried, gessoed, and ready to paint. I used the same gold paint from my clock on this one, took a good 3 coats, and this was it, all finished. Sure, it's lumpy, it's bumpy, but that honestly works with the drippy theme. I'm not mad at it. I think it looks really cool alongside the clock too. Alrighty, we are just past noon, making some good progress. I got my light switch cover on, woohoo! But we still have a long, long ways to go. I'm gonna take a break right now and do lunch. I have to make lunch for Phoebe and lunch for myself, so it'll probably be a little bit of a longer break. But I feel like there's already like a ton of footage for this first half. I don't want to say half because we're over halfway done, but there's still a lot of projects I have to tackle. So I don't want this to be like an 1.5 hour long video. I'm gonna go ahead and break this day into 2 parts. And then next week I'll release the video with everything else that happens today. This is such a doozy, but thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.